Hello everyone, welcome back to the poem Homeward by Bassi Ikti. Refresh your memory regarding the first part of the story. In the last class, we have seen the poet remembering her grandmother in Nigeria. She reflects how she was taken away to America by an iron bird, meaning an aeroplane, when she was a little girl, and how it affected her. Thus, she had to learn the white man's language, English. Once words flew from her tongue like Cross River flowing. Cross is a river in Nigeria. Once Nigerian language flew from her tongue like the Cross River. Now her tongue is tied. When she reached America, it was not easy for her to understand and speak English language. So that is why she says that her tongue is tied. So that is where we stopped in the last class, and now we are continuing from there. So, continuing from here. But this is not my only language. Insolent and heavy with awkward movements of amber waves. East or west, this is not my village, and my heart still longs for my grandmother's voice. Steady and strong, crossing rivers and oceans, rounding buildings of mud, thatched roof of steel and glass, concrete and confusion. Still, I am afraid that it will not find me here in this land miles from the one that welcomed me into this world. Lifetimes before I existed in this cosmopolitan space. So, as far as the poet was concerned, Nigerian language was everything for her once when she was in Nigeria. And then she was taken away to America and she was forced to learn English. But she says that she had to accept the fact that Nigerian was not the only language she had to study. She had to study English. So that is where the poem begins. Poet says that Nigerian is not my only language. English became her language too. She had to accept it. Rough and heavy, amber colored waves. Amber color. Amber means the combination of orange and yellow, the color of fire. Rough and heavy, amber colored waves, east or west. Nigeria is not my only place. So rough and heavy amber colored waves, east or west. See, that symbolism tells about the complicated situations surrounding her, the life experiences that surrounding her. She was moving through rough and heavy weather, heavy conditions. Fire was around her. Waves of fire was around her. East and west was around her. So she realizes that Nigeria is not my only place. Nigeria is not only her place. She had to accept America as well, the city as well, not only the village in Nigeria. The author is longing for, desiring for the voice of her grandmother. The voice of her grandmother, it is steady and strong enough to cross rivers and oceans. See, you must remember one thing. The grandmother is actually a symbol of native culture, symbol of Nigeria, symbol of Africa. She longs for, when she reached America, her nostalgia remains. The voice of her grandmother means voice of Nigeria. She desires for the voice of Nigeria. It is steady and strong. It is strong enough to cross rivers and oceans. Grandmother's voice can cross buildings of mud, roof of steel, glass, and concrete. But the poet is confused now. Now she is in America. She is afraid that the voice of grandmother will not reach here. Now she is afraid that the voice is dying. America is miles away from Nigeria, which welcomed her into this world. Nigeria, it was Nigeria or Africa that welcomed her into this world. It was a lifetime before she came into this cosmopolitan space. Cosmopolitan space here means America, something which is associated with the city, sophisticated, stylish space, that is cosmopolitan. See, I have pointed out in the beginning that there are some Nigerian terms, language elements in this. Nbong non yin bin yami, which means, what will I teach my children? So the poet is confused regarding what will the poet teach her children. The poet is confused what she will teach her children. What she will tell her children about her background. When her children grow up, the children may think that America is her land. She feels that she must tell her children about her Nigerian background. She is confused now. What will she tell her children about her background? What she will tell her children about the earth, the world that shaped her? What will she tell about her children, about the hands that held her, who took care of her parents, about the land that made her, Nigeria? How will her children address their homeland? The poet's heart is still holding the salt and clay of Nigeria. The salt and clay of Nigeria means the culture of Nigeria. The strength of Nigerian woman is still in her, but sometimes she forgets and finds it difficult to walk with bare feet, and feels afraid to remember history, feels afraid to remember her past. When she walks with bare feet means when she is free, when she is coming back to her former self. It is covered with dust. Her past is covered with dust, as if it is lying on her brown toes, as if her past is lying on her toes, on her feet. So, as time goes on, she feels that she will forget her Nigerian past. And the poem continues. Oklahoma, DC, meaning Washington DC, Brooklyn, will not help me remember Icon, Egypt, Calabar. They will also not let me forget fingers sticky with fufu, swallowed whole, or tongues tinging, numb with plantain fried in palm oil. But I have lost the grit and the grain of my grandmother's gari. I can't taste past this nostalgic lump in my throat, can't stomach the reality of this, my divided culture. So she is now in America. Oklahoma, Washington DC, Brooklyn, whichever may be the place, they cannot be compared with the places she lived in Nigeria, like Icon, Egypt, or Calabar. She used to remember how she ate fufu. Fufu is an African food. She used to remember how she ate fufu with her hands and mouth full, and the taste of fried plantain is still in her mouth, in her memory. The places in America could not make her forget those memories. But now She feels that she lost that touch, lost that taste. She seems to have lost her ability to digest the taste of nostalgia, which lies in her throat like a lump. Her nostalgia is lying in her throat like a lump, some mass in her throat. She feels the ability to digest it. She feels that she is now losing touch of her land. Now she feels that she cannot accept the reality of her divided culture. Divided culture means divided between her life, divided between America and Nigeria. And the poem ends like this: African American, I am everything and I am nothing. Nigeria quietly begs me to remember, while America slowly urges me to forget. But it is for my past, it is for my future, it is for my children, and it is for you, grandmother, that I must always, always remember. Now, she realizes that she is a combination of being African and American. That is the identity. The black people are now called African American. At the same time, she is everything and nothing. Nigeria begs her to remember her past. America urges her to forget everything. Nigeria asks so because it is her past. America asks to forget it for a better future. However, she always remembers her homeland for her children and for her grandmother, which represents future and past respectively. She tells that for her grandmother she must always remember Nigeria. So let me sum up the meaning. Though you may feel that the poem is so long, but the concept is very small. The concept can be summarized into this comment. In this poem, the grandmother is a symbol of the native culture, that is, here Nigerian culture. She longs for grandmother's voice, means within her mind the poet longs for her native land. The voice of grandmother is so strong that it will cross rivers and oceans and reach her wherever she is. Now the poet feels that the grandmother's voice will not find her because she feels that she has gone away from her native culture. But she insists that she must remember her past for her native land. So that is the struggle between native land and the adopted land. So you can see here the fufu, African food, and gari, another African food which is referred. Then here is a comparison between Washington DC and a Nigerian village. You can see why it is said that this is a cosmopolitan space which is seen so polished and stylish. So this is really the heart of nature. That is why she wanted to be in the heart of nature. But she had to accept it. She became a poet in America. She is torn in between the two cultures. That is the real idea behind the whole poem. So read the poem in the text and read this paraphrase. Thank you.